I know I said a couple of years ago, a lot of people, they're online, there's a bit of beef online, and I think to myself, oh, he's copying me, but we're all doing plumbing. Do you know what I mean? So it's not really, you're just doing the same genre. You know, when he's copying anyone, you're just doing the same genre, ain't you?
Yeah, it's just sort of get
you're gonna pass over and do some similar shit, ain't you? To
he's
some
done
people.
an offset. Show someone how to do an offset.
He can't. He's doing an offset. I've done an offset last week. What's that all about?
If they watch me do an offset, they'll see me put it in and be like, just bang it over my knee again, trying to get it straight. Yeah. Getting off the plane in Fuerteventura for a week's holiday, this guy came up to me at the airport. I was waiting to hire a car. And he goes, hello. I would like you to know that I really love you. No, he didn't say that. He said, he just said, I watch all your videos. I think they're really great. He said, would you mind if I have a photo with you? He got the camera, but imagine that he held the camera down by his hip and pointed it up at us. And then he just went like that and looked down at the camera, and I sort of looked down as well.
I'd love to see that photo.
What the photo is this all about?
I'd love to see that photo. So you went straight into plumbing then?
I thought he was going to say drugs then.
I did it. I went straight into drugs. So the drugs started with a little bit of a solid mini skin when I was 16, but that's all been and gone now. Got that out of my system. But no, I actually went and did.
Welcome to another Off the Job, a special episode for a special person we've got on it.
Is this getting filmed as well?
Yeah, we're filming. If you don't know him, it's James Lawrence, or Jimmy Lawrence, also known as Plumberparts. I told you it was big. I told you it was big.
I can hear the round of applause from around the country.
Have you two met before?
No, never.
We've met online though, haven't we?
Online, yeah, but that don't count, does it?
A lot of voice message. Pete's very voice messagey.
I am.
He doesn't.
Does he annoy you as well?
My baby cries when I play stuff on my phone. So sometimes I'm like, it's totally almost silent. I've got it up against my ear, and I can hear you going, "Yeah, Jim, don't be late. Don't be late today." All this stuff.
Yeah, I don't like typing because of my fingers. I hate typing. I'd rather just voice note it. It's so much easier, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
I've definitely found as well with the bigger phone you get, my thumb can't. I've got small thumbs, I think, maybe, but they don't reach across the screen to do the typing that I need to do. I actually don't mind a voice note. It's all right.
It's a lot easier. It saves time, doesn't it?
You can get your point across. There's more nuance in a voice note, isn't there? You say something and get it wrong.
But the thing is, with typing, it's like predictive shit as well. I've got to turn that shit off.
AI, mate. AI.
Because
predictive AI typing.
But it types stuff that I don't want to write. Do you know what I mean?
You don't want to write duck.
The idea...
I don't want to write duck.
Or hitmail. Do you know what I mean?
Hitmail.
When I put my Hotmail in, it comes out hitmail. I'm like, what the... You know what I mean?
You have the police turning up at your door.
Yeah.
But it does. I think this is a keyboard. You wouldn't predictive text on a normal keyboard, would you?
But you wouldn't use your phone with both hands like that.
You did tell James not to bang on the table before he
comes.
Yeah,
but I was doing the old keyboard impression, wasn't I, Robbie? We just done a video on that, didn't we, Rob? It was good, that was, wasn't it?
I'm going to try and put my coffee mug down as quietly as possible. There you go.
So, this is good, this is. Because I have actually watched your videos for a long time, watched you in lockdown.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I watched you in lockdown.
It's so weird when... Yeah, because people do say to me randomly, I watch your videos. And it's like, oh, thank you very much. Yeah. It's a nice thing to have. What else did you do in lockdown rather than...
I got mistaken for you once.
Video? Did you?
Yeah, in Screwfix.
You do look a little bit like Bradley Cooper, actually, so maybe...
Bradley Cooper?
It's a snigger from behind. I get Bradley Cooper and Bradley Walsh. So
you are a bit Bradley Walsh,
yeah. So for you, the chase is over. Potato. Have you ever watched that?
Yeah, I was in Screwfix. And they said, "Oh, you're that plumber guy on YouTube," and I thought, he's getting mad about Instagram.
No, maybe it was you.
No, it weren't. Because he went, "No, I like it, like the educational stuff you do on YouTube and all that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, cheers, mate." And I was thinking, I don't really do YouTube. I mean, I've got a channel, but I don't really do YouTube. I do Instagram. And then it dawned on me that he meant you, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I should probably show you some of the WhatsApps I get off a roofer mate that are videos of you.
What roofer mate?
Rich the Roof. It was actually on a show that we did on the channel that you were talking about before we went on this. But he absolutely loves your Instagram.
Oh, thank you, Rich
and he
the
wanted
Roof.
to come with me today But no offence, Rich would probably be snorting a line of coke next minute. Honestly, you can't take him anywhere. You can't. And he'd have brought some beers with him and everything. So yeah, I don't know if you two are partial to that in the afternoon on a Tuesday. But he's a roofer. They all are, aren't they?
We're kind of giving them that like stereotypical thing now, aren't we? It was like the scaffolders and all that.
Well,
as
you were
well,
saying scaffolders. What was it last week about? Was it Leonardo da Vinci was a scaffolder? Yeah. Wasn't it? Or a bamboo person?
Yeah.
No, that was
did you hear that bamboo story?
I did, yeah. So, I mean, you got to admit, scaffs, this is going to be awful, isn't it?
Yeah. You're going to get in trouble for that.
So you was born...
Maybe...
Go on.
Well, sorry.
They've got to rep some of them, ain't they? Do you know what I mean?
Well, look, maybe
like
you should say, do you have a bit of a to and fro with your listeners today?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So you should ask them which of the trades in ranking from 1 to like 4 or 5 is the most drug-addled. And you've got to choose between scaffolders, plasterers, painters, chippies, plumbers and sparkies. I mean, the first 3 there are all pretty much up the top.
You already made your choice.
A little bit of like, which way round it is.
No, but there is a bit of like, they've got a bit of a rep, some of them, ain't they? But
that's true.
Only because they're loud. You know what I mean? They're loud about it, a lot of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked on site before when the subby plasterer was... Well, I was doing something with a bit of tinfoil in the middle of someone's house, sat cross-legged on their floor on the extension, and you're like, mate, so that was like a Sunday morning because I had to get a load of underfloor heating.
On the God's day.
I know, Sabbath, yeah. Is that the Sabbath or is that Saturday? Can't remember. But yeah, and it's like, mate, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you know. But I tell you what, really good plasterer. Honestly, very steady hand.
Just don't take it away from him because it'd be shit.
got paid in cash. I thought I would get more of the doppelganger thing with you, Keiran, bearing in mind you're blonde. You know, that's about
he has some blonde moments.
Yeah.
Do you?
Quite a few.
I do, definitely.
So you was born and bred in Cambridge,
the best city,
and you didn't go to Cambridge University.
No, I didn't. I do get asked that a lot. I also get asked if I'm Australian because apparently Cambridge accent is Australian. But no, I didn't go to Cambridge University. I went to Cambridge Regional College. Oh, yeah. And learnt plumbing. What are you sniggering over there, Paul? Cambridge Regional College was great. And I had a Volkswagen T5 van, long wheelbase, and all that was in the back of it was a sofa. That was it.
A sofa?
In the back
what
of your
was
van?
the sofa for in the back of the van, Jim?
It wasn't for what you're thinking it was for.
Or sitting down?
Sitting down.
Having a break?
Having a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Sliding door open, parked up down the corner, down the end. All the boys and girls. No, it weren't the girls. Don't worry. But it was just a nice little place to go and chill out and have a spicy cigarette once in a while.
A spicy one. Yeah.
So you went straight into plumbing then?
I thought he was going to say drugs then.
I did. I went straight into drugs. So the drugs started with a little bit of a solid mini skin when I was like 16, but that's all been and gone now. Got that out of my system. But no, I actually went and did media studies and history and some geography A-level crap, right? And then I got chucked out of sixth form because I didn't go to some of my lessons.
Too many drugs.
Probably a little bit to do with that. Long Road Sixth Form College. Peter Griffiths, history teacher. He was the one who got me chucked out. I had to pay.
Peter Griffiths?
Family Guy. Peter Griffiths. No, I can't do him. But,
hey, Stewie.
It was named Mr. Griffiths. We'll put it down as that.
Is it
right?
Peter? No, Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
And I got chucked out of sixth form. My old man was a plumber, right?
Right.
And he said basically, you know, no more of this, boy. Come and do some plumbing with me, sort of thing. So I went and did plumbing apprenticeship after that. And it was bloody great, actually. I kind of thought it'd be difficult to work with my dad, but actually it was really, really good fun. So hopefully he's listening. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dad, I love you.
Is he fully retired now?
He doesn't want to be retired. He rings me every day, pretty much, especially on days like today. It's a bit rainy. He'll be on the phone, like, you know, you got anything you need help with? And it gets to a point where you kind of got to watch him like a hawk, haven't you? You learn everything off them, but now they're like, I don't care anymore. It's like, Dad, can't do that, mate.
Did a lot of people in Cambridge want to go to Cambridge University? Or weren't that a thing?
I think in Cambridge, it's a funny place, Cambridge, because you do have, in the middle of the city, obviously you've got the most prestigious universities in the world there, better than Oxford. better rowing team than Oxford. Once a year, everyone really
Do you
cares
row?
about that. No, I hate rowing. No, I hate rowing. And there's a lot of rowers that you see about in Cambridge, obviously up on the River Cam and all the rest of it.
Do you cycle a lot? You got
Do I look like a I always say that. You can cut that out. No, I don't cycle.
No, we're not.
No.
But there's a lot of
Gym.
cyclists.
I'll go to the
Isn't there?
gym.
There's
Go
a
to
lot of
the gym.
cyclists in Cambridge, though, isn't there?
They're so Hills Road in Cambridge originally used to be 2 lanes, one for the cars going that way and one for the cars going the other way. There's now, I think, about 6 cycle lanes for all the various different types of cyclists that bike around Cambridge. Your non-binary cyclists, your normal cycle, your ready-solid cyclist.
You can cyclist.
But yeah, so I think, going back to your question, I think a lot of people in Cambridge, I don't know, I think what you find if you're from that city, you get asked that question every time about, did you go to Cambridge University? A little bit like if you go to America and you're English, they always ask you, have you met the Queen kind of thing. Not that I've been to America before.
So we just have a
Apprentice
small
was that.
percentage of people going to trades then that are from there.
Yes.
Or am I getting the
Are you
wrong
cleared
side?
up, have you, on the plumbing round Cambridge, have you? Did you
I've
clear
got it all,
up?
mate. Smashed it.
Yeah, you're the man.
I got sick of it in the end. It's the same with plumbing in any city. Like we were talking a minute ago, weren't we, about working in London, all the rest of it. Cambridge has got exactly the same problem. Parking, all the rest of it, hassle, getting your tools in and out. And more recently, actually, like an increase in kind of crime and stuff like that when it comes to tool theft and stuff, which is really important. But I would say, I'm not saying this just because I went to college in Cambridge, but the college was brilliant, really, really good. And also working, I think looking back to my apprenticeship, we're talking about, where are we now? This would be 2004, 2003, drive around Cambridge on the middle of summer in the van, me and my mate Philberto Baggio, as I called him, Phil Klein from Norwich. He's not from Italy. He was my fellow apprentice. We drive around Cambridge and cyclists, lots of lovely, beautiful, gorgeous cyclists wearing lovely less clothes than normal, and we go around with our sprayers pointed out the side of the windows of the van so we could spray them, basically, stuff like that. It's just memories of those sorts of things, and working on Saturdays, doing air conditioning, sitting on the roofs with my apprentice mate and just chilling out for the day with a few beers. It was great.
So you mentioned then that your media study, so that's where it sort of like ties in then to how you are now sort of like a YouTube phenomenon in the plumbing community.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, we are one of the OGs, isn't you? You know what I mean?
Maybe a person who did it the first, I'd say. I think there's still loads of people doing like really good stuff, and also especially like in the trades and that, you find that there's lots of people who are doing more kind of vloggy stuff about what it's like to be a tradesman. And for a lot of young people coming into whatever trade it may be, it's really important for them to see that, I think. Whereas I don't do that so much because I think my audience is a little bit like some people who are learning about plumbing, some apprentices, maybe some people trying to find out about a new product that's come out or something or other. But a lot of it's going to be like teaching DIYers how to cause leaks in their homes. So they have to call a plumber out to come and fix it. Can't remember what your original question was, Peter. The media stuff.
Because it's pretty, the videos are pretty impressive, mate. Do you know what I mean? No, but they are. But there's a lot that goes into YouTube. I mean, what I'll do is a piece of piss, isn't it? Like you go on Instagram and that's it. But what you do, it's like Robbie has to edit this. He knows what editing's like. It's hard work, innit? When you're doing
it, Rob.
It takes hours, doesn't it, to edit like a full
it does
episode, doesn't it? Which is so you got to be pretty committed to that and into it. From which you started off in media, obviously, which goes hand in hand with the plumbing. When did you sort of like make that decision? And how long ago was it when you said, "Do you know what? I'm going to start doing a YouTube channel or whatever"? Was the YouTube first? Was that the first thing you started on?
So how it started, I was playing cricket, believe it or not, right, with this guy called Dave Furlow, right, Dave? And
he's doing so many shots. I love it. It's like,
Dave. He is actually called Dave. It's just not a made-up name.
Dave Furlow.
Dave Furlow was making an absolute killing
in
on
lockdown.
This website. No, this is we're going back a long time, right? He was making a killing on this website he was doing, and he said to me, he's like, "Jim, you should start up a website teaching people how to do plumbing stuff, basically, like typed out stuff. Like number one, turn off the supply to the tap, blah, 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 and all this, and photos and bits and bobs. And I'd already done media studies and left sixth form when I was finished my apprenticeship and everything. And I looked and thought, oh, YouTube ranks videos. Google had just bought YouTube. And I found out that Google was ranking videos higher in search results than just normal sort of text websites. So I thought, I've got a little camera, and it was like literally one of those tiny little TomTom things or something. I'll do a couple of videos. So I did this. My first ever video is the most boring bloody.
Can you
plumbing
tag
video.
me in that? Like, find it and tag me in it. Yeah, I want to see
I
it.
will. And I still remember it starts off. It goes, "Hello, and welcome to this video on how to solder copper pipe." Right, and it's not the sort of way that I am now on camera, and it's not the natural sort of way that I am as a person. And my mate Dave watched it, and he was like, "Well, what's that?" He said, "That's not who you are normally." He said, "Just bring a bit of more personality to it." So I kind of did, and that was it, really. It sort of went from there. You don't have a plan. I never had a plan on what was going to happen, and it's kind of weird that it has happened. It's really strange. So.
Yeah, but what's it at now? What are your subscribers at now on YouTube? About 300,000, something like that, is it?
I'll have to have a look. I do generally look once every so often. I've actually got my phone on flight mode, professional. 360,000 on YouTube.
Yeah, that's mental numbers, isn't it?
How long ago was it when you started? When did
Kieran's trying to work out how long it's going to be before we get up to
No,
that.
There are some people who've just come onto YouTube who are doing stuff like shorts and things like that. They are getting loads
Flying,
of views.
aren't they?
They are, they're doing really well. So, I mean, I started 12, 13 years ago, and I think that, I mean,
So have you got your little plaque and all that?
I have, yeah. Do you know where it is?
No.
It's in a drawer.
Oh, is it?
But I was going to put it up in the downstairs loo, but I had it in the background of a video that we were doing, and it's been in a drawer since I had to sort of clean up the studio afterwards, and that's where it stayed.
So you got a studio as well, eh?
I have actually, a little studio.
What you got,
film
like
stuff.
mock-up stuff for like doing plumbing things?
Yeah, we built like a whole sort of house in it, and that allowed us to film loads of stuff. Because I mean, it got to a point where it was like, what am I'm making more money out of YouTube than I am out of plumbing, and as anyone would start to question where they should focus their energy.
Yeah.
And as they say, where your focus goes, energy flows, or whatever it is.
Nice.
Therapy.
Nice.
Nice. And I've moved the mic. Is that all right? So and once I sort of started to think, oh shit, I'm making quite a bit of money out of this. I had an apprentice at the time, little Matt, hey, another one, Matt Detheridge, works for Shelford Oil now in Cambridge.
Who?
Shelford Oil.
All right.
He's good. I sort of bumped into him at the pub a couple of weeks ago, and he's doing very well. Getting married to his missus finally. But in Ibiza, Matt.
I love this. Like, it's just going.
Fucking bloke, innit? It's like, Matt, Jesus. But anyway, so in the end, I what would you do with an apprentice who you're starting to think, mate, I really need to spend 2 days a week doing videos because I need to
Cameraman,
keep
isn't
that up. Yeah, fluffer. Everyone was a fluffer.
It's a fluffer.
But I rung up another company without Matt knowing and said, look, I'm going to have to let him go. Can you take him on?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to just leave him high and dry without a job. He'd have been gutted. And basically that's what I did. His mum, she run me up, tore my bloody ear off.
Did she?
Yeah,
really?
big time. Because I played cricket with him as well. It's all the cricket team, isn't it?
Right.
I mean, a lot of this world that we're in is the sports teams.
Yeah, that's how I got into plumbing. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's the same sort of thing. And she weren't best pleased about it. So
But he's giving him a mention today. So that's
also, Matt, can you tell us why you always called your dad Paul? Like, he never called him Dad.
My mate was like that. Plumber, funnily enough, called his dad Mick.
What? Oh, I thought you said he called him Paul.
No, not Paul.
What's that? He's called Mick.
Must be another
He wouldn't
name
call him
for
Dad. He called him Mick. Yeah.
Cool. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Like,
Very strange. Yeah. So I don't know where I'm going here. Oh, sometimes you got to stop me because I'll just carry on.
no, that's
yapping
all right.
for
I
fucking
like
hours.
it. This is what we like. This is what we want to do. You know what I mean? But no, so you've been doing it, 13 years now? And have you in the last couple of years maybe gone a little bit more risque than what you started?
How do you mean?
I don't know.
Give me an example.
Like you're using the word today, you know what I mean? No,
Yeah, but you said you were going to cancel the
we will
out.
cancel.
You said you were going to delete the
cancel
cunt.
the out.
I'm
Yeah.
saying With
With
the
the
key.
He's going, But no, have you gone? No, because like there's the straight videos in there that people do. Do you know what I mean? Where they go this. But you add a little bit of flair to it. Do you know what I mean yourself? But like sometimes you go a little bit more risky as well, don't you?
I've said a few things in the videos, especially surrounding like maybe slight political things.
Yeah.
Where people have said, some people have said, I'm unsubscribing because you said that.
Right.
And I'm always like, well, off you go then.
Yeah.
Genuinely don't care.
If you don't like it, fuck
Go
off,
away.
basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it is a risky thing to do, especially in a channel that people are coming to expect sort of plumbing advice and stuff like that. You have to strike a balance between having that, you know, being who you are. Otherwise, why would you do it if you're constantly pretending to be someone else? It's very difficult to do. I would never have done it for 13 years if I was being...
You can't keep
got to have
it
that
up. You
line,
can't
though.
keep
There's
it
got
up.
to be
though.
that line. You can be yourself, but it's knowing not what to say.
Yeah, but we're not an
Yeah.
actor, are you? You're not a trained
No.
actor. You're not Ken
no.
Barlow, are you?
No, I mean, I could give it a go.
Yeah, well,
Ken
well.
Barlow?
Yeah,
Is that,
he
is that
done
the
it.
particular
No, but what I'm
peak
saying,
of acting?
yeah, but what I'm saying is he done it for 50 fucking years, didn't he?
No,
He kept
you-
that up, didn't he?
he
Do you know
did.
what I
He
mean?
did.
But like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So like, same
Yeah.
with you. Like, you're not an actor. You're not going to keep that pretense up, are you? It's going to be very
Yeah.
hard to keep that pretense up.
I think the most difficult thing about running a channel for a long time is actually just coming up with content, I think. But I actually, after a while, and this, I think probably for about 3 or 4 years ago, this became a bit of a problem. I was a bit like, well, I've kind of covered everything on plumbing that I think people can safely do at home. That was a burp. And I, you know, like some people go, how do you service your gas boiler? Can you do a video on that? It's like, no, I can't. I can't teach you how to service your oil boiler and all the rest of it. It's just impossible. But then I realised that people just didn't really mind just spending a bit of time with us. That's kind of, and it was the cameraman, Max, who said that. He was like, Jim, don't worry about it. Just do a job, have a laugh, sing some silly songs, do a bit of Genesis or whatever it is you normally do.
Yeah.
And people will just be happy watching that. And if they learn a little bit while they're at it and have a chuckle, then all's the good, really.
So did you just carry on doing your how-to videos, no matter if you've done it before? You'll just
Do it again.
Because that's what I mean. They probably haven't seen all the old videos.
Yeah, and also the old videos were probably worse, like not filmed as well. Like Max, my camera dude, wasn't sort of filming them, which I've got to say was like a big change. Probably maybe the thing you've noticed the most actually is the difference in how the videos are made now is because Max has sort of come in and started helping us film.
And is
Doesn't
that
mean I'm
only
not
just,
giving you a pay rise, Max. You're sticking on what
is
you're
that
at.
only is that only just recently? Did you do it all yourself up to what point? Yeah, what point
I
did
pretty
you-
much did it all myself up until about 2 years ago. Yeah, and then there's another YouTube channel online, Artisan Electrics, who do
seen
electrics, like Jordan.
So I think I've seen him.
Yeah, and he's on the same industrial estate as us.
Right.
He's actually from the same village. It's really weird.
You all live up that way, don't you?
Yeah, I know, all of us. We're all sort of congregated around Cambridge. But yeah, I basically nicked his cameraman. Well, I said, look, can I just employ him, sort of, you know, sub him for a day or two a week? And that's kind of how it started.
Does he still help him though?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Or
Still
did
does
he go,
bits for him as well.
fuck electrics, I'm in the plumbing?
Well, no, I think he probably thought, fucking hell, what am I doing? Electric's a lot cleaner, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't really getting his hands dirty, but yeah.
Like you said at the start, you don't really have a plan, which most people do when they go on social media. They do it for a couple of years and they're like, I can actually make something off of this. So do you think it's better to do it that way or to try and make a plan at the start of what?
I think if you're going to start doing this, you should never start it with money in the forefront of your mind, because if that's the case, then how long is it going to take for you to sort of think, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore because I can make more money doing something else, or the money doesn't come through quite so quickly. I remember my wife's sister's brother. My wife's sister's...
What's his name?
My wife's auntie's husband. There you go. My wife's auntie's husband. He used to take the mickey out of me constantly because I was doing these videos on YouTube and I literally had made no money at all on YouTube. And I remember he was the first one I told that I'd earned 1 pence. I said, I've earned 1 penny on YouTube. Yeah, so I think if you're going to go into it for the money side of things, you should really... Like, you might be making a bit of a mistake. I think if you enjoy making videos and you enjoy talking to people, or you enjoy doing what you're doing on Instagram, which you said, And I think you're wrong in saying this. You said what you do is really easy. I don't think it is. A lot of people would find it really, really difficult.
When I say easy, I mean compared to what you do, as in editing and structure of what you do, as compared to what I do, where I make something up on the spot or whatever and say it and do it. A lot of people would find that hard to do because they can't get their face on the camera. But the actual structure of what you do, I mean, that's difficult. YouTube's a different beast, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It is,
yeah. And like trying to keep people to watch. And also, the worst thing that anyone can do if they do this for a living is read the comments and stuff like that. Don't read the comments. It's pointless.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you get any rows?
Huh?
Did you get any rows?
In the early days, yes.
Yeah, because
I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought, what the fuck? What the hell? How dare you think you could say that on a video that you've watched for free?
Yeah.
You know, but actually they haven't watched it for free because they're giving you their time, aren't they? Which is sometimes, you know, more valuable than money. But after a while I realised the sort of way to keep doing this and to not get really upset. And also sometimes, I remember I was on holiday once in Italy and a load of people were having a go at us and it pretty much ruined a day on holiday when I was in Italy. And my wife was like, got the ump with us about it. And it was after that I was like, I'm not going to look at the comments anymore.
Oh, right. I was going to say, I thought you was in Italy and you got some proper people.
It's a plumberparts. You motherfucker.
Oh, so you was reading the comments on holiday and you was like, oh.
Yeah, I was getting like a grilling over something or other and loads of people were piling on. And then you realise what happens in a pile-on is that everyone, eventually it just ends. So, I mean, you probably heard like, you know, in the news these days, they say something on Twitter or whatever, don't they? And they get battered for it. The best thing you can do is not apologise and just get on with your life. Yeah. It'll all go away in the end. Yeah. It doesn't matter. And also the most important thing in life is the people in front of you, not the people who are typing on a screen.
Exactly.
You know. So before we met, you were just a voicemail, constantly playing on my phone every half an hour. Jimmy, when will you be?
Hang on a minute.
You're here.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. You didn't always get them straight away, did you?
No, well, you know,
huh?
My mate Josh.
My mate Josh. Oh, Josh, yeah.
Joshy Boo. Brighton. Good luck with your second kid, by the way, mate. He texted me. He was like, Pete's text you on Instagram because he does a lot of my Instagram stuff. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, because sometimes I don't go on there for the same reason as like
you need to be able to switch on.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just go mad. You literally go bonkers.
Yeah.
So
are you on the tools at the moment, or are you fully?
What do you think I was doing yesterday? You got a guess between fixing
shit pipe
urinals.
Oh, was it crystallised piss? Love it.
Thank God it was in 2-inch though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because you go to them sometimes they're 1.5 inches and you're like, oh no.
Pub toilets?
No, local village hall toilets. So old man's piss, you know, not even young piss.
We had to do that.
Like Kendall mint cake, innit? Like brown Kendall mint cake.
We had to do that one day when my mate smashed them up. Like, it's a football party.
Well, got angry.
And they went berserk on them, and my boss was the one of the perpetrators, and he went, in the week, he went, Pete, we've got to go back to the village hall toilets and
do that for free.
Do it for free. Well, what the fuck am I doing it? Do you know what I mean? It ain't fuck all to do with me.
Right.
Yeah. Do you not get tempted to do, obviously still on the tools, do you not get tempted to just do more content?
No, because I get sick of it. I like to go out to work as well, and I often get quite a lot of grief from people going, he blatantly doesn't do any work whatsoever. Yeah. Like, come and spend a week with us. I know, it happens all the time. And they're the people who, you know, just... They've probably got problems in their own lives or whatever, just ignore it kind of thing. But I like to go out to work because you get to meet people, you know, and you just vary your week up.
It's good to switch it up.
Yeah. And also, look, I generally find if I've got a job that I haven't sort of filmed before, and it's a new customer or someone who I've worked for years, which where I live in the villages, you generally get a book of customers and they don't really ever leave or anything like that. They're just your customers till they die, and then you're their pallbearer at their funeral. So I was the plumber, but yeah. So, but those people, you can say to them, "Do you mind if I come and film?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, great." You know, they're all kind of in with it as well.
So are you a little celebrity around the village then? Do they sort of? Or...
Urinal talk. I was in the pub.
Yeah.
In my local boozer, and I do love a beer. And I went in the pub toilets, and this bloke was next to us at the urinal. He just kept looking at me. And I was like, the fuck is he looking at me for? It's a bit weird, isn't it? In the urinals.
Was he looking up or down?
You weren't looking down, hopefully. And I do get stage fright. Sometimes I go in there, I'm like, I can't do this. But fortunately, not one of those moments. I was going like a horse. I had a good 4 or 5 pints of this. But this geezer kept looking at me and he just went, "You're plumber parts, aren't you?" And I just went, "No. Sorry, mate, I don't know what you're on about," right? And then he was on a stag do for some reason in a village pub. And I went up to the bar and he was sat on the table with all his mates and he just kept looking at us. And in the end, he came over, he was like, "You are plumber parts, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah. Yeah." I don't know where this story's come from, but it's just fucking weird.
Me asking you about if you're a local celebrity.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah. But I have had it at cricket.
Oh, have you?
Yes. Yeah. Smudger Smith was the name of the bowler. Smudger Smith. I mean,
You're
this is
good with
Cambridge,
names,
isn't it?
aren't
This is
you? You're good
Cambridge.
with names.
I love it.
Tell you what, hopefully he's listening because he's a plumber, right? He's a plumber
Oh,
now.
sweet. Yeah.
Tell you what though, 6.5 feet tall, bowled an absolute beast of a ball. And he come up to me, he goes, "Oh," he said, "I watch all your YouTube." And I was opening the batting and I was like, "Oh, I know about this lad," because I knew he was quick. And I'm obviously quite short, which does help when facing the shorter ball. But he fucking nearly killed me.
Did
I
he?
said to him, don't bowl like horrible. I said, hang it outside off stump, because I knew he could just drop it short at will and catch me out. Yeah, and he scomed me, so yeah.
What, out for a duck?
No. I don't think I got ducked, but he hit me on the head.
Oh,
Not, but I had a helmet on. So it's a bloody dangerous game, cricket. People always think it's not that dangerous, but Christ, it's brutal.
But,
So yeah.
Is there any bad encounters you've had, like in public, or is it generally good things?
I've had the weirdest encounter. 2 weird encounters. Do you want 2 weird encounters?
Yeah.
Number 1, getting off the plane in Fuerteventura for a week's holiday. This guy came up to me at the airport. I was waiting to hire a car. Also, why is it so hard to hire a car when you go abroad? It's impossible, isn't it? It's just all the paperwork, nightmare. This guy, he's got one of them orange like suit, like puffer jackets with a hood on. He literally looks like Kenny. It's an orange jacket and he's got it pulled up around his face like that. And he's German. He
If
goes,
you're of Endura.
yeah, I know. And it's, I mean, we went like late Feb, but it's still mid-20s kind of thing. And he goes, "Oh, hello. I would like you to know that I really love you." No, he didn't say that. He said, he just said, "I watch all your videos. I think they're really great." He said, "Would you mind if I have a photo with you?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, well, that's fine." And he got the camera. I know that probably a lot of people are listening, but imagine that he held the camera down by his like hip and pointed it up at us.
Oh.
And then he just went like that and looked down at the camera, and I sort of looked down as well.
I'd love to see that photo.
What the fuck photo is this
Yeah,
all
I'd love
about?
to see that photo.
Second one, Dubrovnik. God, these are all abroad. But I think that's why they're the weirdest, because you don't think anyone abroad's ever going to sort of think, so, "Oh, that's that weird plumber bloke on YouTube." But middle of the night, about 1:30, I was really drunk, walking up from the old town. If anyone knows about Dubrovnik, there are a lot of steps in Dubrovnik all over the place. And by this time, I'd got sick of steps, and I was on holiday with a load of mates. And I said to them, "Look, I figured out how to do steps now. I'm just going to walk as slow as possible." And they were like, "Right, see you later." So off they went. And I was literally walking like 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Out of the darkness, I heard, "That's plumber parts," like that. And he saw me on my own, incredibly drunk, walking with my head down like that, really slowly out of the big gates of Dubrovnik. And he came up to us and was like, "How's it going?" I was like, "Yeah, mate, all right. Sorry, this probably looks a bit weird." Do you know what I mean? And then, yeah, he wanted photos as well. It's really weird, really strange. When it happens, it's very, very weird. Yeah. So that's probably the 2 weirdest ones. But I've never had anything nasty. And I think if I did, I'd hope to think that I'd be able to sort of deal with that.
You met, you've done a few, because Roger Bisbee in it. You've done a video with him.
Or as I call him, Roger.
Yeah, because did he used to do on the TV and stuff?
He did, yeah. Really nice guy, Roger.
Yeah. I used to watch his videos as well during the lockdown and stuff
and
like
he's
that.
proper, like, especially with the stuff that's coming out at the moment with air source heat pumps, things like that. There's obviously a bit of a, I wouldn't say animosity between the people who fit air source heat pumps and those who sort of advocate
He's not
for
for
gas.
them, is he, really?
He's not, no. And I'm not going to, well, I could tell you where I sort of line
Come
up.
on, tell us.
Live in a village, don't I? Burn tyres. That's what I say you should do in big vats. No, I'm not 100% sure that air source heat pump technology is there yet, especially in houses that have been built, as in they've all been built, but ones that have been built, 30 plus years ago, I think you're going to struggle sometimes. For instance, I was doing a boiler service with a mate of mine, and he said he's just done a job for someone, cost them £50 a day in electric to heat their house on an air source heat pump. And you think we might be having power cuts coming in the next, they talk of power cuts, don't they?
Yeah.
Like the 70s. Maybe buy an air source heat pump and a wood burner just in case you have a power cut. You can still heat your house.
Yeah.
I mean, what about you boys? Are you pro or against kind of thing?
Like you say, it depends on the house, doesn't it?
Yeah, the new builds, it seems that they're probably okay. Like I've been on some jobs where they're fitting them. I've not done me qualification for it or anything like that. Do you know what? I probably ain't gonna plan to either. I just can't.
Let the young'uns do it.
Yeah. So I'm in for innovation, but I just think this whole they're gonna get rid of gas is bullshit. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to go anywhere for a long time.
Years.
I mean, what do we want to do to our... God, we're going to go down the old political route here, aren't we? But what do you want to do as a government? Your sole aim as a good government is to protect the people who are under your jurisdiction. And one of the ways I think you could do that in the most easiest way is to currently make fuel as cheap as possible while also investing in research for new technologies for the future. So, for example, we stopped fracking and we stopped drilling for North Sea oil, two things that we could be doing now. So the winter fuel payments bill would not have been an issue if we'd been doing those things. Lots of things would be cheaper. Everything from down the cost of your Amazon delivery. They're still running on diesel, aren't they? Or petrol.
Yeah.
So, we should have probably thought about that a little bit. So if I was in power, I'd be straight onto the fracking. I'll blow up Carlisle. See you later. They're gone. They're off the map. Tyneside, gone. Scotland, you can have your independence. Go away. Go and join the EU.
Oh, yeah. We have a few Scottish people listening to us, possibly.
Are they Scottish people? How's it going up there at the moment? What was it Ewan McGregor said in the film Trainspotting?
Oh. We're colonised by wankers.
But he also, in that speech, he said, "Is she being Scottish?"
Yeah.
It's a great film.
But we are the wankers.
You've got a good Scottish accent. You sure you're not
Thank you
half
very
Scottish?
much. There's a Scottish guy at the local plumbers merchant. He looks like a human potato, right? I always go up to him and I'm like, "Hey." And he goes, "Oh, fuck off, Jen. Fucking hell." Like that. And, yeah.
See you, Jimmy.
Yeah. He could actually say that,
couldn't he?
Yeah. But, I don't actually know his name. So.
What?
Anyway.
You just could have made it up, couldn't you? Jock or something like that. You know what I mean?
Cletus.
Too typical.
Something like that.
Yeah. So are you doing so what are you doing at the moment then? Are you doing are you doing regular videos every week or month or what is it?
Just as and when, really.
As and when. You've got no schedule.
Don't have a plan like that, no.
I know some people, an episode must go out on Sunday night. A lot of people like that.
I mean, for some people that's really good. For me, I think that would mean that I would start to make an episode for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And then that would the quality would be lost, or whatever quality there is anyway. But that would diminish because I'm doing it about something that, just because I have to get a video out.
Right.
And YouTube doesn't care about regularity, it cares about quality.
Yeah.
So if someone watches a video and it's a 10-minute video and they watch it for 1 minute, because you release one every week, or you release one every 3 weeks and it's a 10-minute video and they watch it for 9 minutes, YouTube ranks that video higher. It's like, people like that video. If you only watch it for a small amount of time, I do think YouTube should slightly change it to percentage viewed rather than minutes viewed. I think that'd be a better metric. But yeah, so quality over quantity every time for me, anyway.
Has there been any times where you think I've had enough? I don't want to do this anymore.
Every flipping week, mate.
What plumbing or YouTube? Or
YouTube,
what?
definitely. Yeah.
What's made you have them? What's made you want to just stop?
It's just a slog, isn't it? Like you're just constantly doing it, and sometimes I think, how long is this going to go on for? What's the next thing? We've got like AI coming up.
Yeah.
Are there going to be AI plumbing videos soon where some beautiful blonde AI robot does all your plumbing? To be fair, that'd be quite a good video.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
What would you call it?
Um,
Big blonde AI bird does plumbing.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Big
think.
Blonde gets on her knees.
Yeah. All right.
Under the sink.
Is this a plumbing channel?
Like
I
here?
mean, plumbing. To be fair, the plumber has always had that innuendo about him in them sort of films and that, innit? You know,
It comes from that 70s film, innit? That plumber lad who used to go around on
Was
the
it
scooter.
Confessions?
Confessions of a plumber.
Yeah. What was his name?
Have you ever had anything like that happen to you? This is a risky chat, isn't it? Does she listen?
But yeah, I did, and for when I worked right on the old socials.
I like the way you're talking lower, as if no one can hear you.
When I worked, listen, boys, right?
But it's
worse
got to
than
be someone that
socials.
you've never met before.
I went and worked
Yeah.
in this house, right?
Not someone that you've
And
known.
the girl answered the door, right? And from that, me answering the door, I went out of her for about a month, right?
Really?
Yeah, it was a parent.
What was it, a long job then?
Parents' house. Yeah. Fucked
Doing a
fucked her
bathroom,
boiler up.
cocked it up.
But I was in a job once, right? And as well, when I was doing a bathroom, I think. Also, again, it was like social housing, and there's this little kid in the property, and there was the parent and the aunt. And I could hear them talking, right? And I ain't no Tom Cruise, all right? Or George Clooney, you know what I mean? Bradley Walsh, maybe.
Cooper.
You really look like Bradley Wall.
Just imagine me with a gun. There you go, you got it. Bradley Cooper.
But I could hear them talking.
About you?
Yeah.
Really?
And then the little girl comes in and she goes, "My auntie said, are you married?" And I thought to myself,
Oh, here we go.
no, I can't, because the state of them, right?
Oh.
Absolutely horrific they was.
We-
Horrific. I said, yes, I'm married. Tell your auntie I'm married.
I had a girl come up to us in the pub. This won't work. And she held her phone out. She was absolute. I mean, no, just no. Same with you. She had her phone out and she wrote on it, "You're fit," and that was her pickup line.
You sure it weren't typo?
You're
fat.
shit. Your plum is shit. Dear. I had 2 a.m. phone rang. I was like, who's ringing me? Now I don't keep my phone by the bed. I looked and this girl had run me up from, oh God, can't remember where they were, about 20 miles away. And she was like, "Hello, is that Mr. Lawrence?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "I'm stuck in the loft." And I said, "What?"
Is this like the stuck in the washing machine one?
I don't know. She
is
said,
2 in the
the
morning."
ladder, I've kicked the ladder away. I heard a noise up here. I'm up here in my 90. And I accidentally kicked the ladder away.
Oh, right.
And I said, "Oh, right." And she said, "Well, can you come and get me out?" And I said, "No."
Call the fire brigade.
It's literally, my missus is laying next to me. Do you know what I mean?
It's madness, isn't it?
This isn't...
Have you been
this
round
is-
there before to that job?
I had been, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was fit. I'll give you that. Absolutely gorgeous. But no, I had to dig deep there.
Yeah, I've never had the where you're actually on the job, they come on to you and then it is like a porn film, like sort of thing. I've never actually had that.
No, nor have I. I don't think that's happened. But I was a bit like, what's going on here? Dodgy. Yeah. I mean,
if I'd have been single, I'd have probably been round there with me ladders.
straight away.
Yeah, I reckon so. But how would you get
With
in?
your harness on.
How would you get in?
Just your harness.
How would you get in? Because you ain't got a key, have you?
Take
She ain't going to
slates
get out
off.
of
You just punch your way in, wouldn't you? If you
She'd
were
have,
single.
she'd have opened the door. She would have opened the door. She went, "I managed to get out. But come in for a tea."
Yeah, cup of tea.
You'd be
Oh,
ringing up the roofers asking for a roof ladder.
yeah, we'll spit roasters.
Where are we going now, Jim?
Right, look, just so, is this going out before or after Halloween? This goes out after Halloween.
After, yeah.
All right, okay. Because I've got a ghosty work story as well.
Oh, what? Go on.
share
Yeah,
it.
tell us that.
I went round this house, Thaxted, right? Village
Oh,
called
I know Thaxted.
Yeah, you all know Thaxted. Yeah, very old village, isn't it? This house was about 700 or 800 years old, I think. Well, it's a proper old thatched house. Now, I will say now, don't believe in the old G's. Yeah, got to this lady's house. She answered the door, and she said, "Oh, hi. Just want to let you know, I'm going to be going out while you're doing this job. This house is haunted by a poltergeist, so don't worry if anything happens." I mean, have you ever had that when you turn up at a job before?
No.
And do you remember Ghostbusters 2 with all the slime? She said, "Well, there's a problem with my taps. I open up the tap and this orange slime come out." And I was like, "Bloody hell, this is like Ghostbusters 2. She didn't have a painting of Vigo or anything like that up there, if you remember the painting in that film. Turned out the retainer for the resin chamber on a water softener had gone, and all the resin had gone through the whole system.
Right.
So I got that sorted.
Is that what probably happened in Ghostbusters as well?
You know what? I've never thought of it like that. It was rivers of resin underneath New York that were making people angry.
And it was just purely something to do with the
Vigo of Carpathia.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if anyone's actually watched Ghostbusters 2 here. You don't look like you've watched it, Keiran.
No.
Haven't you? To be fair, it's actually quite scary. The painting's pretty scary, isn't it?
You ain't even seen the first one.
You haven't seen the first one?
Don't.
There is no Dana in that.
He don't watch fuck all. He's not seen
She's so fit, Dana, in that. When she gets levitated above the bed.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. I'd Weaver. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, I had to do a radiator change in this house, and I was changing the radiator, and behind me, I heard like that on the floor, and I heard again like that. Can you hear that in the thing? I heard, and that what they'd got was this metal bed with like iron railings, you know, like sort of a four-poster metal-y bed.
Yeah.
And the nuts on top of it were unscrewing and falling on the floor.
Shut the f*** up.
Well, every time I turned round, I just heard them. I never saw it. There was another one on the floor.
You sure it just weren't a lorry driving past and they were shaking them?
Did you finish the job?
Oh, I did, yeah. Did a lovely radiator job, but it's typical one of those ones, you know, old houses. Had to put a plyboard on there to get the radiator held up.
Does this come from the previous stories of the women and
in the
bed and why they're shaking loose? Like...
No, nothing like that. I've been married a long time, mate. Don't you get me in trouble on this bit?
It's Shaq the Poltergeist.
Yeah, cool. Shaq Sigourney Weaver.
So you fully believe they're getting undone and nuts are falling on the floor?
I don't know.
Not
it was just happening.
So what did you say? What did you say to the woman?
When she come back, I said, "Oh, this happened up in the thing." And she went, "Oh yeah." She said, "It's an old lady. Don't worry about it." Honestly, weird, isn't it?
Did that? And now you believe in ghosts?
Right. So this, I don't know, but I can tell you now. Periodically, I look up that house on Rightmove because it's often on Rightmove, and you think, someone sold it again. Well, they've moved. Okay, people move out of it often. You know what I mean? Send in your ghost stories.
Yeah,
I'm going to switch it up.
Oh, go on then.
Watch out.
Fucking hell, I'm scared now.
He's going to switch it up.
What would you change? Is there anything you would change about sort of, the things you've done with YouTube, how you started, how it sort of evolved? What would you change?
I think one of the things I would like to have tried, maybe not changed, would be moving abroad and making videos about plumbing in Spain or something like that. Like do something a little bit like that. I'd like to get out of England for a little while.
Like tapas, do you?
I love tapas. I love slightly chilled rioja.
Then you always look at the plumbing out in Spain and think, "Cool, another flexi."
Yeah,
Innit?
So is that in the plans?
Every toilet.
It is a little bit. Yeah. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do a thing called a digital nomad visa after like Brexit and all that stuff. A lot of people go, it's really, you can't go out there now after Brexit. I obviously haven't looked. There's about 6 different ways to go there. Just you have to do a bit of paperwork. So
that'd be cool though. Do you think your audience would be interested in that?
I think some of the old school plumbers would be. They'd love it, especially all this because they have every place has got the solar panels with the bloody unvented system sat on the roof, innit, outside. Yeah. You know, they do things differently when it comes to the drainage and stuff on the bathrooms, which is why they often stink, isn't it? Because they use those little caps. Oh, mate, Greece, you can't even flush
Isn't it like a 2-inch system or something? Like,
anything bigger than a 2-inch diameter ain't going down.
They'd always say, don't drink the water and don't flush the toilet paper, wouldn't they? That's what they'd say.
I always flush it down there. Don't care.
Yeah, I'd always do.
I'm only there for a week. See you later. That's horrible, really. But no, that'd be something I think about doing. Would be going to Spain and doing a little bit of plumbing out there just for a laugh.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? It'd be different. What would you do? You'd have to buy a gaff and then do the plumbing on the gaff, or would you try and set up business out there?
No, I think. I mean, would it be funny? Do you think if you just emailed a couple of the local Spanish plumbers? Voila.
Yeah.
I'm James.
Yeah. You right, no, man.
On
YouTube.
Yeah. Plumberparts. Hola, señor. But yeah, I'll probably maybe like get shacked up with Federico, the local plumber in Jerez or something like that, and go about with him. Try and speak Spanish with him. Have it all subtitled.
Well, to be fair, my mate went to Italy. He moved to Italy and he was a plumber and he ended up working with a builder. But he said he never worked so hard in his life.
Oh, really?
They're working up on roofs like with bloody lanterns and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Why do you never see it when you go away on holiday?
I
You
don't
go
know,
there,
because they're
no
always
one's doing
out at
anything.
night, ain't they? They're working at night.
Why?
I don't know, because they have a siesta in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, I love
That's what
siesta.
you're going for, isn't it? A siesta.
You know
I bet you
what'll
have a
happen?
siesta over here,
I'll be
don't you?
typical English dude, wouldn't I? Be like, how's it going now, James? How are the videos? I'd be like, well, I'm still in Benidorm. Still in Benidorm. What is it, £1 a pint at lunchtime? Me and the missus have broken up. Don't know where the kid is. Can you imagine it? That'd be what would happen. Don't worry, Emily.
Yeah,
won't
maybe
happen.
stay here. Don't go to Spain. Don't go to Spain. But so what about the general plumbing community? Do you have a lot to do with the general plumbing community online or anything, like people about online or anything?
How do you mean, like qualified plumbers or DIYers, stuff like that?
Don't know any of them. Because there's a few people about, isn't there? Alan Art and people like that.
Yeah. No, I mean,
We
obviously
met him at,
install a show and
We
everything.
met him at Fex, didn't we, Alan? He came on the old live show and we had a little chat with him. I've always spoke to him because
Yeah, he's a good old
By
boy.
voice
Al.
note.
I used to put a couple of
Voice
I used to send him a few videos over, like back in the day when I was first out. I thought, I can do something there. Maybe I'll send some videos to Al and see how we'll get on there. But yeah, he's been doing it a few years, isn't he?
Yeah, and I remember first met Alan. I think he was doing some fundraising for a charity related to his daughter. I believe, 'cause his daughter wasn't very well, was
He
she?
still does it, doesn't he? I think, yeah.
No, he's a good old boy. Good old boy, Alan. Every time I've hugged him, I've always found him very sweaty, but he's a lovely man. But he's always been really, really complimentary of the stuff that we've done. So
Yeah.
that's really nice. And
Yeah.
I think for a while, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, there was quite a lot of sort of anger between or animosity between different sort of social media people online. But I think most people kind of realise now that the internet's
It's
big
getting
enough for
worse.
everyone.
We're all doing the same thing,
Is it,
really.
is it getting worse? Is it? The thing is, I don't know.
You're more in it, but
Yeah. Is it getting worse then? I mean, honestly, I'm not the person to ask because I don't really look.
I don't know, really.
I think it's good that you just keep yourself to yourself.
I don't really
You're
get
happier.
involved in that. I don't really get involved in that stuff because that's just like plumbing, and I'm not really into the plumbing as such. Do you know what I mean? As is like where people are doing. I know I said a couple of years ago, a lot of people, they're online, there's a bit of beef online, and I think to myself, oh, he's copying me, but we're all doing plumbing. Do you know what I mean? So it's not really, you're just doing the same genre. You know, when he's copying anyone, you're just doing the same genre, ain't you?
Yeah, it's just sort of get
You're
on with it,
you're
isn't
gonna
it?
pass over and do some similar shit, ain't you? To
He's
some
done an
people.
offset. He shows someone how to do an offset.
He
How
can't.
dare
He's
Yeah.
doing an
How dare
offset.
he do
I've done
that?
an offset last week. What's
Yeah.
that all about?
If they watch me do an offset, they'll see me put it in and be like, just bang it
Yeah,
over my knee
yeah.
again, trying to get it straight.
Yeah, I don't. When I offset, right, I don't do offsets to clips. I do clips to the offsets. Do you know what I mean?
Cut a little slither of copper pipe underneath the clip just to get it to step out a little bit.
Yeah. Oh,
What's
the
your
tips and
trade,
tricks.
Yeah, I was a plumber, gas engineer.
Well, yeah. Oh, mate, but you chucked in your ticket and everything.
Yeah, 2 years
Don't
ago.
blame you, mate. That's one thing I think for all the trades is the amount of money being taken out of the trades by people who aren't tradesmen. So like Quangos, like for me, the biggest one's off tech. I don't want to sound it off here, but honestly, what a complete waste of money. You know, and they know a lot of the people who do the auditing know. Well, I've forgotten what they bloody know. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, thank God I let that one slip as well. I don't do off tech anymore.
So you don't do gas safe either, or
no. I did gas safe when I was on the tools for a business.
Was you
for a
Corgi?
company.
Was you Corgi? Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, make me feel old now. 41 years.
You 41?
Yeah.
Fucking
You
hell, hard
thought I was
life,
younger,
innit?
didn't you? Hard life, yeah. But I think they always go on, don't they, about people like not going into the trades and all that. You look at all the outgoings you got to have as a plumber, just
We were
to
talking
go
about
and do
that
a
earlier.
tap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And someone goes, how much is that? And you say, look, I was here 5 minutes, but it's got to be this much to pay for, your insurance, your van, your fuel, your insurance for the van, all the tickets you got to have to do it, sitting guilds or whatever it may be, all the rest of it.
We were saying earlier,
People
like,
don't realise what there is.
he's done a breakdown of it earlier on our Monday show, like what sort of like outgoings we've got on that. And I think I said the two main outgoings you got to look at as what anybody's got in there. If you're a plumber, any tradesman or any person, is your house price for one, because everyone's got like what an average house price in the UK is what 1,500, 1,600 quid a month on the mortgage in it, and then 500 quid on your bloody van to keep it on the road, which is like 24 grand a year, isn't it?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I mean, there has to be a balance, isn't there, between like not letting every Tom, Dick, and Harry do a job and have loads of cowboys, but also not just pinging them to hell, so all the good people just leave. You know what I mean? That's kind of what's
it's not like having a trade is a good job. It's just the shit that comes with it. That's why people would just get the ump. Like, if the shit didn't come with it, would you enjoy doing it still?
No.
I mean,
that didn't go
did you never enjoy it?
No, I did enjoy it. I did used to enjoy it, and to an extent, I still do. And it's bread and butter. It earns my money. So, but I said last night, just when you get older, and I'm 45, so like, you know, well, I know I don't look it.
He's old, isn't he?
Right. But when you get older, it hurts more.
It does, doesn't it? You're knackered at the end of the day.
When you're I was in a loft space last night, crawling through some eaves, just to cap off a radiator, and I was leaning on the loft. It was just hurting, like as I was like leaning.
Yeah, but it's because you're not fit and healthy.
Yeah,
you're probably a lot.
Listen,
because you're on the other side. He's fit and healthy.
What, the other side of 42?
No, you're like fit and healthy. So do you get them aches and pains by staying fit? Are you generally okay?
You know what? Going to the gym definitely has helped me learn how to lift things properly, like not ruin my back, which I think.
Well, you got piles from lifting a piano wrong the other week.
I might have got piles on Sunday. I sat on a wet bench outside the pub, and this old boy was like, "You'll get piles."
Is that how can you get as well? Sitting on cold stuff as well,
sitting
isn't
on
it?
a wet bench outside the pub will give you piles.
Did you sit on a wet bench?
I hadn't even rang the doctors, to be fair. I did check this morning in the showers. It's still there. I was like,
pop it back in again.
That's what I told him. Push it back up, boy. What's wrong with you?
Oh, dear. Bit of gaffer tape.
But
hold it in.
Here's one for you though. Like, so I met him through Dean.
Oh, Dino Torres.
Dino Torres, we give him a mention.
Dino.
Dean?
Yeah. No.
Dean.
So Dartford, when I met you,
Dartford Dean.
when you done your first event,
Yeah.
I went there because of him. I didn't know about it until
Dean was there.
Dean was
I've
there.
never-
Yeah.
I don't remember Dean.
He won a shower. He won something else.
Oh, I think I do know.
Yeah.
What do you mean he won?
Because he done an event for his trade apps thing, in Dartford
okay.
Rugby Club, and Dean said to me, "Come down there." Like me, him, and his brother-in-law went down there, so he done this whole thing with the trades and all that there, and he done some competitions and raffles and that, and we cleared up, me and Dean.
Is that the one that never used it? Did he?
I don't know if he. No, I don't think he did. No, but we met through him, ironically, because you know Dino obviously as well.
Yeah, I suppose from you were saying earlier on with like all the tradesmen in that meeting, I would have known Dean from Installer Show, and probably a bit of Fex.
Was you on
like
Twitter?
That.
You was, weren't you?
Yeah, I still am.
Yeah.
But I don't like.
Don't go on it anymore. Everyone's turned away from that now, isn't they?
Yeah,
Get a bit nasty in the old
TikTok's
Twitter.
quite big now, isn't it? A lot of people on there, aren't they?
Yeah, not just youngsters.
Do you mainly just do YouTube? Mainly.
Yeah. I mainly watch YouTube. I don't even watch TV much anymore. I must say though, I have watched Rivals. Watch Rivals. It's
Rivals?
brilliant.
What's that?
It's on Disney Plus. It's quality.
What's
watch
that
it.
about?
Just loads of shagging.
Oh.
Great. But it is good. It's got David Tennant in it. Who's the other geezer who's a bit of a geezer? Come on. Who's the other geezer who's a bit of a geezer? Someone.
Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, bang the table there. So happy. Yeah, watch it. It's good. But no, I don't really watch TV anymore. Just watch YouTube.
Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't watch a lot of TV.
I watch
Except maths.
So you just
Do you watch
watch
maths?
You just watch yourself.
Don't your missus
then?
watch maths? Doesn't your
You
missus
rewatch
watch?
all your videos.
Right, my missus watches Orange County wives shouting at each other.
I can't
I do not watch Plumber Parts videos. They get forgotten about once they're uploaded. Last night I watched the RMS Lusitania sunk, and it was like a real time video that someone had done of a 3D thing of it being sunk, and it was like me and the kid, little Ted, sat there watching it, and it's like, this is good, isn't it? This is how the Lusitania sunk, or whatever it is.
Wow, I mean,
But it's the random shit you come across on YouTube, isn't it? Like, why do people watch plumbing videos who aren't? Some people comment on my videos like, I don't do plumbing. I've never wanted to.
But I really enjoy your video.
But I'm here watching you do like a toilet or something.
Would you choose a different trade if you started again?
No, because his dad was a plumber.
Yeah. Dad, can you be an electrician?
No, but
I don't know. Which trade makes the most? I mean, I did say earlier on, you shouldn't start a YouTube
Thinking
channel
about
over
the
plumbing money, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think carpentry, especially if you're doing like second fix carpentry, looks lovely, doesn't it? You watch them do it, especially if it's like oak. Looks like real nice sort of job satisfaction. But then again, I get job satisfaction doing plumbing. It's lovely getting someone's heating going, or fit a load of new rads and they'll come on.
The last video I watched of yours was going around that geezer's house where you done a flush on it.
But that's Matt's house. Matt.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, guess what? That Viesman. It's a Viesman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Blocked again.
No.
So you still do boilers then, or?
That one I said.
Is it a heat X, is it?
Yeah, heat exchanger on the return, I think. But he said he run me up literally. He said it's worked every day. He said now we've got it on again. It's a similar sort of problem, but it's easy for them to get rid of because I pressurised the system while I was there. I didn't just leave it on a gravity feed, so they can use a pressurised loop to try and blast it through. But that's a bit like Matt, and he's terrified of his missus. You know what? Do you know what happened on that job? Right, he had this crappy brown towel. And every plumber knows what's happening. I needed a towel quickly.
You got the towel.
I grabbed the towel. I was in the airing cupboard and I grabbed that towel. Right? And it got covered in like black centre heating water. And he come up the stairs. He was like, Jim. I was like, what? He goes, is that the towel? Is that the special towel? I was like, what do you mean special towel? It's like crappy brown towel. He went, oh no. He said, you can't let my wife see that. You'll have to hide it, right? So literally, I hope you're listening, Matt. So I sort of hid it away, and then for the rest of the day, Max, the cameraman, he kept getting it out and leaving it around the house. So I'd go to it. It was like, bloody Max, he'd leave it, he'd lay it over the banister rail, on the front doorknob, stuff like that. And I was like, you knobhead.
So is he like your apprentice as well now?
Matt, well, you know what? Max has definitely helped me out in a few jobs. He put his finger out. I drilled a hole through someone's pipe when I was fitting their toilet about a year ago, and it was a bad moment. Honestly, generally now I'm not even going to screw toilets down anymore. It's kind of pointless anyway. Yeah, but I went straight through the water main, and it was brand new. Pretty much all the tiles. It hadn't been done that long. Honestly, it was brutal, and it was a mate's job as well, so I weren't charging him.
Oh.
So I said, Max, put your finger over there.
Do you know what? Right, if I haven't put if I'm putting the toilet back in and it ain't got screws in, that ain't getting screws back in it.
Well, you don't know if they put underfloor heating under there or electric.
Yeah. Unless you've actually first fixed everything and then they ain't screwing down. Silicon holes.
It was the second hole as well. So when I said to Max, I was like, Max, put your finger over that hole. He put it over that one. It started coming out of the other one. There's bloody water going everywhere. I ran out in the street and I just shouted. I went, fuck. Right? Yeah. And this old lady was walking down the road. And I turned to her. Max was still filming me with one hand out the window. And he got a shot of me turning to her going, oh, sorry. Like that. But it never made the cut. So
it never made the cut? Why?
Because I swore in it, didn't I? I don't ever have much swearing in Plumberparts videos.
Didn't you?
Not really, no. Not even though I'm a potty mouth.
Come on here, though. Give it all that. Don't worry about this.
This is a release, this is.
The thing is, you've got to, though. Like, you've got to be, like you say, you've got to be yourself, but there's got to be, like, boundaries if you want to.
Yeah. Make sure you cut all this swearing.
Yeah.
Especially the C word.
All of it.
Don't mess it up this week.
I didn't say the C word once.
Or twice.
I said the Q word.
What advice would you give people getting into YouTube?
He's already given that advice. He said, didn't he? He already said, don't be in it for the money.
Don't be in it for the money. Don't do it weekly just because you think you have to. Make it good. Enjoy it.
That earlier.
Enjoy it. And have a reason to do it. Like, have a reason to do a video. So if you're going to do a video, make sure you really want to,
How often? So you film twice a week then?
Once or twice a week. Maybe sometimes for a week I won't film. Like last week we didn't film. I was actually on the tools. I had a job that I wanted to film, but it went a bit peak tong.
If you're not filming, do you work 5 days a week?
No. Friday. You know what I do on Friday?
Go on.
I go out with my boy and take him out. Nice. Yeah, we go to like Wimpole Hall or some National Trust property and then go and have a bit of lunch, something like that. I always try and have Friday off to spend with my little lad Ted. Yeah. So when he's older, he can have a go at me and be horrible to me. But at least I'll have spent time with him when he liked me.
Yeah, no.
So at this point, you can switch off because a lot of people get wrapped up into it, don't they?
I do, yeah.
Just all hours under the sun because editing, like you say, takes time, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. The other thing I did was I got an editor, and that was the hardest thing to do because Editing's like playing an instrument, I think, and some people can tell when it's not you doing it. And also, there's some stuff you want to put in a video that your editor doesn't know about, especially like technical stuff. But I managed to get a really good editor who is brilliant. So.
What's his name? Branav?
Renav?
No, don't.
What, is this an internal joke?
Oh, sorry. Oh no, I've ruined it now, haven't I?
Oh, is there another editor for this channel? Have you got competition, have you?
Off, still wind him up.
Off camera, what's your day rate?
I couldn't help it. Like, he's thinking, oh, what am I going to do with this now? We'll have to like cut that bit out before we send it out to him.
You're making more work now. Oh, you can leave it in. It's a joke. Anyway.
It's a joke, isn't it? You know
Who's Renav anyway?
He's a guy. He's a Branav. He's another editor that we... You know,
is he the really good one? That
he don't quite cut the mustard.
His face. You should have a camera on him.
We should, shouldn't we?
Pete, when me and Pete are talking, all he does is looks at Robbie.
No, but I love Robbie.
Looks at me.
But Robbie don't realise how much I really like him and not like fancy
I've definitely
him,
felt like
I mean?
a connection between the two of you.
Yeah,
it's
he's a good lad, Robbie.
Yeah.
Like me and him really get on well, don't we, Rob? You know, he helps me out, do some little videos, and he was recording me early, wasn't you? Do you know what I mean? Helping me
up
out
for it now, and it's gone a bit far.
You know, I'm proper deep throating now. You know?
Do you not go to the shows anymore? Because I haven't seen you at the shows.
I went to installer last summer.
Missed you there,
but I'd only just had little one, so he was probably 2 or 3 months. So I only went up for the day, and I stayed. I couldn't get in any of the hotels nearby, but I stopped in a lovely pub, really beautiful pub. Had a lovely pub dinner. Got a bit.
He loves the pub,
mate. Honestly, it's like in a little village, and this is like quintessential. You almost think I'm on some sort of old England film set. Sat outside the pub. The vicar turned up. He got himself a nice pint of beer. Started grooming me, didn't he? Pretty much. Like sat outside the pub, and he's yapping away to us. It's like, yeah. So yeah, that's what I did. I did enjoy the show, and I think Installer's bloody massive now.
huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really like a big old deal to get around.
You're going to go next year?
Yeah, I will. Yeah. I should.
Maybe
unless I'm in Spain. You know, I could be Vivo in España.
Yeah. Oh, yes, also do Eldorado.
Eldorado.
Yeah, no, it'd be good to hook up with you next year. Do you know what I mean?
Spain?
No.
What, do you want to come out to Spain?
No,
with me?
Installer. Oh, would you? No, if you go out to Spain, can you invite me out there for a couple of days? It's me and me bird. Right, I'm not doing any plumbing out there, but a nice little villa or something.
You
can later. Yeah.
I thought you'd take me, Pete.
Fuck off.
Yeah, you can both come out. Don't worry. I've got a spare little box room you could stay in. I need some painting done out there as well. Probably once I get place. I imagine it will. I'll think of some jobs to do.
Pool cleaner. Got to have a pool, ain't you? In Spain.
Yeah, well, I'm fitting a pool at my house now, aren't I? I've done it myself. Oh, mate, I've got to show you. I've been filming this, so I forgot to tell you. I started it in June. I don't know if anyone remembers.
Pool maintenance.
Did you? Yeah. Don't scare me off here. Don't scare me off.
Show me your setup.
Well, I'll show you the plumbing in a minute afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, I started digging it in June, and then it rained for about 6 months after that, didn't it? It didn't stop until about mid-August.
What shovel do you use?
Little tiny one, little 6-inch shovel. You know what? I dug it with a 0.75 mini digger.
A trowel.
Yeah, I went over with a trowel. Just hired a load of well-trained moles, like Harry Hill. But dug all that out. Did it with some ICF, which is like a special type of wall system. And I'm putting the liner in. Well, waiting for it to dry. But every other day it rains at the moment, so I think I'm just going to shove it in.
You've got to have a pool party.
Yeah, definitely. I want to be in it Christmas Day with steam coming off it and all that. You know,
nice.
Yeah, it'd be well good. So, but it's I think I've managed to do it all in the whole job for about $9,000. The whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, because I've done most of it myself, just at middle of the night, stuff like that. Missus getting angry. You know, ended up with next door getting a bit angry as well because. About 1 a.m, they heard the digger start up on a Friday night,
diesel
quite
digger.
late, but they thought it was. They thought it was getting
nicked. You have a can
nicked.
of beer in your hand at the time as well.
I was
there
a
electric
good 8
diggers
pints
yet?
down. Man.
Was you?
And they looked out the window and it was just going round and round and round. I had all the lights on it and everything. I was just having a whale of a time on my
I was
own.
thinking, it's the Mikey Carroll out there, isn't it?
The boy was in bed. I said to the wife, I'm going to go out in the digger. And she was like, no, don't do it. And I was like, I will go out in the digger. So I went on the digger, a little play around.
Cool.
Yeah, good times. I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd probably
Was you
think
did you been in the
twice.
pub
I
or
was
something?
battered. A glass of red wine in one hand and the digger in the other. Very
What
much. It was
could
all
go
good.
wrong?
Exactly.
What could go wrong?
Digger Wars. That could be a good channel. In fact, that would be a good channel. Digger
Wouldn't
Wars.
it? Digger Wars.
Digger Wars. Get Craig Charles to narrate it as usual.
Yeah.
Craig.
I'll tell you what, yeah, that sounds like you got something
Have you
there.
ever
innit?
thought about going on TV?
I've actually done a couple of TV things in the past.
Have ya?
Yeah, I did Channel 4, a couple of shows on there. I did a pilot with a company called Plimsoll Productions in Bristol. They're all like ex-BBC lot. God, this probably is actually a regret in my life, actually, because we made this pilot and they came back and they said, right, we've got this show, we'd like you to present it. Basically, we go to people's houses where they've got like children who are acting up. The parents go away for a week and we get you and a load of other tradesmen to help them sort of do a room up. So it's like changing rooms, Borstal edition, something like that.
Right.
And I said to them, it sounds all great. I was probably 30, or I said I was 35. And they said, right, we'll need you to go here, here and here, all around the country doing this stuff. And I thought about it and I just said, oh, no, can't be bothered. And I kind of wish I'd said yes, actually, and just gone through the hell of it all. Because TV is
Did they
hell.
make it?
No, never got made.
But was this off the
But
strength?
they made a really good pilot. It's brilliant.
But was it off the strength of your YouTube channel that they asked
Yeah, I was asked to do something a couple of weeks ago by Channel 4. It's always Channel 4. Why?
I've
It's
been
weird,
asked
isn't it?
by Channel
They
4
probably
to do a
know
couple
I'm a bit
things.
risque for BBC.
They
Yeah,
asked-
your comedy stuff.
They
mate.
asked me to do maths.
Did they? So you're good at maths?
No.
Yeah, it's called Married at First Sight. It's a show.
Oh, Would you have done Married at First Sight?
Not do it. They asked me to audition
My
for
missus
it.
watches that.
I was like, no. I said, I've been married once already, mate. And I said, I certainly don't want to marry anyone I haven't ever met. And he went, all right,
you
fair enough.
literally, yeah, hold on. Did they get hold of you through your Instagram?
Yeah.
Said, do you want to come and do that?
Yeah, and I said, no, I don't. I've been married. I'm just coming out of a marriage. I don't
Do you,
want
do you know what, right? My wife loves that show so much. I think if they contacted me, she said, yeah, go and do it. She just want to see me on there.
Yeah.
Off you come, lad.
I just got a new missus
put a
right,
second
about
one
round
on
about
there.
that time as well. And then they said, well, have you got any friends that you can recommend to go? And they went, I'll be honest, I wouldn't recommend any of my mates getting married either.
I wouldn't do that to them. I don't know. I've been lucky. I've been married. I've been with my missus since we're about 17. So,
Have you?
Yeah.
Ah.
Older than the hills. I've been together longer than some countries have existed.
Yeah.
Probably. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. So
True love, mate.
yeah, just get on with each other, don't we? You know. And also, I can say, look, can you just cheer up a bit?
You waited a while, though,
And
didn't
then
you?
I'll
Knock
say
a
that as I
chavvy
leave.
out, though, didn't you?
What?
Wait
Oh,
a
yeah, I
while,
did,
knock a
yeah.
chavvy out.
Yeah, I know.
Finally,
So, you know,
like,
you get to 40, didn't you? Like, you know, maybe I'm
finally
firing
twisted
blanks.
your arm, did she?
Well, I think I might have twisted hers actually.
Oh, really?
So it was proper. But
No, we cannot
sorry, he's keeping that. He's cutting that out. No.
With some words you can't say,
You
Jim.
can't say. All right, you can't say the word. All right. Okay, you told me that.
Fucking face.
But no, Zakynthos. There you go. Lovely villa holiday. I could have called the kids Zakynthos Lawrence. Can you imagine that? Do you know what I mean? That'd have been mad.
Didn't you start a podcast style? Did you
About
say?
politics, actually, during lockdown. Yeah.
No, recently, haven't you started a podcast style video?
No, he's talking about the thing we was talking about before.
DIY Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
DIY
bit
Friday.
like, so for those of listeners and viewers and that who remember TFI Friday.
Loved it, TFI.
I mean, they used to do stuff that you just wouldn't be able to do now. I'm an ugly version of a famous person.
Brilliant, wasn't
I'd
it?
be Bradley Cooper, wouldn't I?
Do you remember it? Yeah, you would be, wouldn't you?
Well, not quite so.
No, you would. Yeah. But do you remember they used to have they used to have the ugly bloke, didn't they?
Everyone was wasted as well.
Yeah. And then they do you remember the bloke from the shop or the calf when it's Cedric? Do you remember him?
I don't remember Cedric.
Don't you remember Cedric?
No.
He was the bloke from the calf that they used to go in over the road, and then they just bought him on the show. Like,
Really?
And he go, and he
Oh,
would,
you come.
and you could see that he was just reading the auto cue cards. He was like this old boy, like, and he'd just be, "Hello, my name is Cedric, and today," and they just put it on. It was like
Just
it
went
was
with it.
Yeah,
Because they used to have the early and the late version, didn't they? Because you could have it on at 6 and then it was on at 11. I remember they got on I can't remember because it was basically like the Big Breakfast, but everyone was drunk. Wasn't
Yeah.
it? Even though the Big Breakfast, I think most of
I
them.
love Big
I used
Breakfast.
to love it. Great.
Denise Van Outen, Danny Bear.
On the Paulie Yates on the bed. Was it Paulie Yates?
Yeah, Paulie Yates
on
on
the
the
bed.
bed.
don't know what
Richard
you're talking about
Bacon.
right now.
Yeah.
Did a show with Richard Bacon many years ago.
Danny Bear.
Weird.
I remember Danny
Danny
Bear.
Bear. I don't remember Danny Bear.
Danny Bear, mate. I was when I was at school, all right, and we won't go there.
Oh,
Should we end it on that note?
well.
Before school, basically.
How do you want to end it? What would you want to?
Have a laugh, everyone. Keep it real, yeah. Go out the pub, see your mates. Go outside, run around. Get off your phones. These are shit.
Yeah.
And every so often have a wank. Just get it out. Yeah.
That's what I did to Danny Bear.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Right hand.
I really
I had to get it
appreciate
out
it.
before I got here.
I really appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for coming on. It's been a laugh, mate. That's what I wanted you on here for because I knew it would be. So, yeah, thanks very much. If you don't already follow him on YouTube and all your other major platforms. And there's and the dodgy one that he's got out as well.
Yeah, the mail order one that I do. Yeah.
Cheers,
Phallic
thank you.
bits of
Cheers,
copper.
Jim. Thanks,
Cheers,
mate.
boys. Thanks.
All right, this has been another episode of Off the Job podcast.
Thanks for watching the show on YouTube or listening on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and all other streaming platforms.
If it's your first time watching or not, make sure to subscribe below and follow us on all the big social media stuff like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
For our overtime show on Monday, send us in your stories and comments for it to be read out on the show. Send it in via email, direct message through our social media accounts, or WhatsApp us on 07457 406 259.
And we'll see you on the next episode.